So you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts? Hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, gold comfort for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? What's going on, YouTube? We're back to Dream Theater today with a really heavily requested song, Octavarium. Gotten this quite a lot after my initial Dream Theater reaction. If you'd like to go see that, link will be in the description below. Go check that out if you haven't already. And it's a long one. It's gonna be a long video, so get ready, buckle your seatbelts, go get your popcorn, and get ready because this is gonna be a pretty long video. Just a little background on myself. I am a huge Pink Floyd fan, so I'm very used to listening to these really long progressive songs that are over 20 minutes sometimes, but you know, just the longer songs. Shine on You, Crazy Diamonds, Echoes, Dogs, Pigs, Sheep, all that stuff. I listen to them pretty regularly, along with like some Yes stuff, a couple of other songs that are, you know, a little bit lengthier. So I am used to listening to longer songs like this, and those tend to be my favorite. So I'm pretty excited for this. Yeah, I'm not gonna waste too much time really. I'm gonna be doing the Tool Undertow reaction here in the next week, so keep a lookout for that. As always, the full unedited version will be up on Patreon. The edited version will be up on YouTube. Hopefully they don't take it down with some pretty heavy edits, so keep a lookout for that. And we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Just last FYI, if you see me looking in this direction, that's where I have my secondary monitor. I got two monitors up here, and I put the lyrics on this one over here. A couple of people thought I was looking at the camera in the last video, but I was not. I'm reading the lyrics here. So, yeah, just a heads up there. So let's see what this is all about. Very Pink Floydian sort of intro. Like the guitar on this. Yeah, I just want to pause really quick. I know it's pretty early in the song. Well, it's already been 3 minutes. It's crazy. But yeah, this, like I mentioned earlier, this really reminds me of Shine On You Crazy Diamond. The way it starts, the um, the synthesizers that they use, this kind of shimmering, glistening, sparkly, layered synthesizer on top of that. And even the kind of the chord changes remind me of it. And then the guitar comes in with a kind of similar phrasing as like David Gilmour would use, but obviously the way the guitar is mixed is completely different than what Pink Floyd would typically do. So you got some offset delays here that kind of make it seem like there's more than one guitar playing at the same time. And I think it actually even gets layered on with some more guitars. So just interesting. I know I actually read here that this is sort of like an homage. Yeah, it's considered a giant nod to progressive metal as a whole, so not progressive rock. But I think somebody did mention in the comments that they were kind of inspired by Pink Floyd or something, but it definitely seems like they took inspiration from Shine On You Crazy Diamond, at least from the beginning intro part here. And I guess the song is split up into 5 parts. Cool. So let's keep going. Nice. It's like an uplifting tone now. Nice. Oh, that acoustic guitar sounds beautiful. Blue, come on. Yes.
I never wanted to become someone like him, so secure, content to live each day just like the last. I was sure I knew that this was not for me, and I wanted so much more, far beyond what I could see. So I swore that I never
That bass sounds crazy. Reminds me of like a Chris Squire. Just want to talk about this for a second. The sort of push and pull kind of thing that they're playing with the harmony as a whole is very interesting. You guys know me. I don't go into theory or anything like that. I'm not very well versed in that field in music, unfortunately. Trying to kind of study my way up to understand it a little bit more. But for me, everything's always about feeling, as a lot of you guys may know. And sorry about the dog in the back. He's making a mess. Yeah, he's making a mess and probably being very loud, but don't worry about that. So the thing that I find very interesting about this is that they kind of take you on this like darker, a little bit spookier, kind of somber tone, and then out of nowhere they give you this uplifting kind of rising mood, which it just kind of takes you out of where you're expecting the song to go. So I find it very interesting that they're kind of playing with the harmony like that, and I'm sure somebody like the Daily Dog or somebody can break down this. I actually watched his reaction to this song a while ago. I don't remember why, because I don't typically watch reactions of songs that I don't know. For some reason, something made me want to click on that. I don't remember it at all because none of this sounds familiar, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm sure somebody like him can explain, exactly what they're doing with the harmony and the tricks and stunts that they're pulling there. But I just find it very interesting that you kind of don't know where it's going. I love that little part with the acoustic guitar, and then the flute came in, and then I guess this was John Petrucci singing, not the lead singer, I guess James LeBrie. So that was cool. And there was this, an audible kind of slapback delay happening with his voice. I think there was some overdubs coming in here and there. Some different effects here and there as well, but also the way that they mix his voice. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be upset at this. It kind of emulated a sound of like what a auto tune would do, or like a pitch correction. And I know a lot of people are against auto tune and pitch correction. I can tell you right now, as an audio engineer myself, they are used way more often than you would think. I'm not saying they used it here, nor am I saying that he needs any pitch correction, anything like that. But sometimes auto-tune can have that very weird kind of phasey effect if it's done in a certain way. And I think that the way his vocal sounded there, it kind of sounded like it could have been a pitch correction tool. But I don't think they used it at all. I just think the sound that came out was very similar. I don't mean that in any negative way. Let me go back here a little bit before the part changed to the second part. Maybe right there.
To be someone just like you.
Yeah, that bass is very mid-rangey, very saturated. Drums sound great, very wide. Okay, so we're still in the same harmonic structure, but the groove has changed.
A doctor sitting next to me. He asked me how I feel. Not sure I understand his questioning. He says I've been away a while, but thinks he has cured me from a state of catatonic sleep. For guarantee. I feel it starting to take over me. Tell them not to be ashamed. There's no one who's to blame. A second shot, a brief awakening. I feel the relapse can't break free. Eyes open but not getting through to me. Infiltrate me. Side effects appear as my conscience slips away. Silence failing, conscience fading fast. Can't you stop what's happening?
Okay, I think that's the end of the second part. Just want to mention a couple of things here. I don't want to talk about the lyrics just yet. I'm gonna wait until the end of the song to kind of go over all of that. But I love that the little part, medicate me, infiltrate me, very catchy. I'm just gonna call that a chorus. I know it's not, because it's progressive shit and they don't really have typical verse chorus kind of things, but it sounds like a chorus, so I'm just gonna call it one just to make it easier for everyone to know what I'm referring to. But I think it's cool that they on the first go around, you can hear going from the for 30 years where have I been, eyes open but not getting through to me, and then you can hear the vocals open up to stereo when he starts singing the chorus section there. But then on the second part, it goes back to mono vocals. So just kind of cool there. It's a nice change of placement as far as the panning goes. Let me go back a little bit and we'll keep going. All right. Yeah, so I'm catching on here. I don't think they've been doing this the whole time, but here clearly on part three, full circle, they are clearly paying homage to all of the greats before them, throwing out song titles and such. I can't tell you all of these what they are, but I recognize them. Jack the Ripper, Owens Wilson, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Obviously, it's the Beatles. Day for the Nightmare Cinema Show. That sounds familiar. Careful with that, Axe Eugene, Pink Floyd. Gene the Dance Machine. Light My Fires the Doors. Gabba Gabba. Hey Hey My. Oh, that's Neil Young. Generations Home Again. The Who. So this is cool, and it makes sense. Full circle. They're coming back. They're paying homage to everyone before them. They're just kind of, yeah. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Love the addition of the organ in here when they say running forward, sailing back, and then I think it remains kind of a prominent instrument throughout this little section here. Very cool. I like this section quite a bit. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot. Super sweet. Let's go back a little bit and keep going.
Off the handle with careful with that axe Eugene, Gene the dance machine messiah, light my fire, gabba gabba, hey hey, my generation's home again, spinning round and round, scream without a sound. Stumbling
Welcome to the machine. No, I'm just playing. What a trip. That last part really felt cinematic. It felt like the end of this grand. It was like a grand finale of this crazy sci-fi movie or something. Incredible. I love the string, the addition of the strings there at the end. Beautiful work, really, from everyone here. Incredible. The fourth part here, intervals, which is really cool because as Mike Portnoy was singing the main lines here, there was the secondary voice very pitch shifted, very manipulated heavily, singing or just saying the root second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and I think every time it was slightly different. It would either be like it would be deeper or something, which was very cool. And then they got to the octave, which is the Octavarium, coming back full circle because an octave is the same note, so you go 7 steps and you go back to the root, which is dope, really dope. Let me go back through the lyrics here really quick. Okay, so first part is him trying to be better than what he currently is, trying to become a better version of himself is what I'm getting at here. Second part, he's talking to the doctor. He's not sure I understand his questioning. He thinks the doctor cured him from a state of catatonic sleep. What the hell is that? Catatonia is a condition marked by changes in muscle tone or activity associated with a large number of serious mental and physical illnesses. These are two distinct set of symptoms that are characteristic of this condition. In catatonic stupor, the individual experiences a deficit of motor movement activity that can render him/her motionless. Catatonic excitement or excessive movement is associated with violent behavior towards oneself or others. Okay? So for 30 years, where have I been? Eyes open but not getting through to me. Medicate me, infiltrate me. Da-da-da-da. Higher dose he prescribes. And then third part is where they paid homage to everyone here. Okay. So it seems like it's not just paying homage to other bands, but also just pop culture in general. There's Owen Wilson here. This is the actor. I thought it would be a song. I'm actually on Genius here, actually going through and clicking this stuff because I didn't know some of these. But okay, so then we have that, and then part 4 is intervals, the one we just talked about. So let's read this last part here. Trapped inside this octavarium. This line is screamed 4 times in succession to emphasize the song's main message of everything happening in an endless cycle that cannot be escaped. By the time the line is screamed the 4th time, James LaBrie manages to reach the note of G5, the highest note that LaBrie has ever reached in a Dream Theater studio track. It should be noted that he's training his voice here far more than he has ever done it in years up to that point. That's awesome. Okay, so what I'm getting at here is the first part. He is coming to the conclusion that they are trapped inside the Octavarium. When, my opinion, the Octavarium here is probably just society. We're trapped inside this cage that we can't get out. It has been built up by powers beyond us. We kind of have to go with the flow to some degree and some extent. Because, yeah, you can kind of go against a lot of things in life. I myself do. But at the end of the day, there are certain boundaries that you just can't cross just simply due to the grand structure that we found ourselves within that has been millennia of years up to this point. And you as an individual cannot simply do anything you want. So at the end of the day, maybe society, maybe just living in this way can cause people to go crazy, insane, and this seems like it is what it is here. He found himself victim to the system, and he's been living his whole life not knowing this until one day he kind of reaches the conclusion that he's been deceived and trapped inside this paradigm for so long that now he's finally coming to the light. And that's when he goes to the doctor. He tries to get cured for, maybe the sins that he's committed, whatever. And then the whole catatonic sleep thing for 30 years, where have I been? So I would assume his whole life here. His eyes were open, but he was not seeing the light. So he wants some sort of curing to his disease. And then he says, higher dosage he prescribes, but there's no guarantee. I feel it's starting to take over me. I tell him not to be ashamed. There's no one who's to blame. A second shot, a brief awakening. So is this him talking to the doctor, right? Yeah. He's talking to the doctor saying to not feel ashamed because we're all kind of a part of this one thing. And there's not one person to blame. It's just what we found ourselves in after years and years. Full circle, that's when he shouts out all the bands and whatnot. And then the last one. Da-da-da. Okay, root. Our deadly sins fill his mortal wrath. Remove all obstacles from our path. Second, asking questions, search for clues. The answer's been right in front of you. Third, try to break through, long to connect. Fall on deaf ears and failed muted breath. Fourth, loyalty, trust, faith, and desire carries love through each darkest fire. Fifth, tortured insanity is smothering hell. Try to escape but no avail. Sixth, the call of admirers who claim they adore. Drain all your lifeblood while begging for more. Seventh, innocent victims of merciless crimes fall prey to the madman's impulsive designs. Yeah, so that basically goes back to the beginning, where he comes to the realization that we're all kind of victims to this madness that we found ourselves in for some madman's impulsive design. And then octave, step after step, we try controlling our fate. When we finally start living, it has become too late. I'm trying to see the connection between the root and the octave, because obviously musically there's a huge connection, and then metaphorically it makes sense within the context of the song. But linking the two sentences here, root, our deadly sins fill his mortal wrath. Remove all obstacles from our path. Octave, step after step, we try controlling our fate. When we finally start living, it has become too late. Okay, so maybe what this means is that maybe the root is you trying to navigate through this thing, trying to make it out alive, trying to retain your sanity. Octave, when you get back to the octave, which essentially is the root, step after step, we try to control our fate. When we finally start living, it has become too late. So after we've gone through all these steps, all these years, all of this suffering, and we finally come to the realization that something has to change, at that point, it's too late. You've already lived most of your life. And I think that's what it all comes down to. Trapped inside this Octavarium. I'll just keep it at that. Don't want to spend 50 minutes talking about the lyrics, but you could spend a lot of time going through this. I'm sure there's, a lot of things, a lot of hidden meanings and messages and whatnot throughout the song. It's one of those things you kind of have to listen to over and over to really understand the full meaning of the song. But, I mean, Other than that, spectacular song, super grandiose, super cinematic at some points. I could definitely see the influences from the at least the I know it said here on Genius that this is a giant nod to progressive metal as a whole, but I would say this is probably just a giant nod to progressive rock and metal as a whole because like I said at the beginning, very Shine on You Crazy Diamond ish vibe. At some points I like I said I heard Chris Squire, not him specifically, but that sort of bass tone that he's kind of known for. Also in other parts where the changes were really abrupt, it also reminded me of Yes, the way they kind of, and I'm not a huge Yes fan. There's a lot of stuff I like. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like, and part of the ones that I don't like is those really abrupt changes that just feel very out of place and just yeah, they don't feel like they should be the same song, but they are. Not that this is the case here. I enjoyed all the changes and everything, but some of them were pretty abrupt, and it kind of reminded me of some of the stuff that Yes does. When the synthesizers kicked in at some points, where it was that really cinematic kind of thing, it reminded me of Rush. So, or maybe like ELP, maybe King Crimson, those guys. And the only one I can really speak on is Pink Floyd because I know a lot of their music in and out. Not so much these other groups that I've mentioned. I know some songs, yes, probably more than all the others, but I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a fan of those bands because I don't know much about them in general. But yeah, a wonderful song. I'm sure all the progressive bands that came before them could appreciate something like this as an homage and everything to everybody that came before them. And also, I do want to mention the cover. I think kind of fits along with the theme of the song, and the whole album itself might be a concept album. You guys let me know down below if there's some sort of concept going throughout the album here. But as far as the song, you have the I forget what you call these, honestly, the little balls that bounce back and forth. That might be pretty dumb that I don't know what they're called, but they kind of go back and forth, and they just kind of bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I think that can kind of fit along the meaning and the theme of the song, because everything comes back around, everything goes back to its initial starting point, which is what these balls do. You sort of, I don't know, gravity balls, things. I don't know what they're called. But shouts out to Dream Theater, man. This was definitely a trip. I'll definitely be listening to this a couple more times to really take it all in, because 24 minutes is kind of hard to take in the first listen. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know some more progressive stuff down below, especially stuff like this, the longer, more intricate stuff that, you kind of have to just let go and just appreciate. Let me know if you guys would like to see me react to like stuff that I've already known, like Pink Floyd stuff. I've thought about doing that because I get a lot of recommendations for it and suggestions. So what I may do is, if you guys would like to see that, I may bring in guests that have not heard those particular songs, so that way at least it's not just me talking about a song that I've heard millions of times, but rather it'll be fun to kind of bring somebody in that hasn't listened to it, and then we both react to it. Let me know. But other than that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and drop a like down below. If you wish to subscribe for weekly content, please do so. My Patreon is available for any exclusive content, any blocked videos that don't get posted on YouTube or get blocked on YouTube, and any full-length unedited album reactions are all up there. So consider subscribing if you wish to do so. Drop a comment down below on what else you would like to see me react to. But that will be all for today, folks. Arigato and sayonara.